Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we are going to be bringing you the third game in the series between the Works Buffaloes and the Hanshin Tigers, as this series is knotted up at one game apiece. Both teams collected 8-0 victories in the first two games of the series, with the Tigers winning the first one. And of course, the Buffaloes in their revenge game of Game 2, winning on home soil 8-0 to defeat the Tigers. Well, tonight is going to be a swing game in the series, as one team is going to come away with the lead most likely, unless it goes to a 12-inning tie, which could happen. But that is not probably what's going to be in the cards with both of these teams' plans tonight. So we'll give you the starting lineup, first of all, for the Oryx Buffaloes, as they are the visitors here at the Koshin Stadium. Leading off and in center field is number 67, Kai Nakagawa. Batting second and playing third base, wearing number 6, is Yuma Mune. Batting third and right field is number 4, Tomoya Mori. In the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 44. That's Yuma Tongu. Batting fifth and playing second base, wearing number 8, is Marwin Gonzalez. Hitting in the sixth spot and playing shortstop is number 24, Kotaro Kobayashi. Batting seventh and doing the catching is number 2, Kenya Wakatsuki. Hitting eighth and left field is number 30, and that's going to be Taishi Haruka. Batting ninth and doing the pitching, wearing number 95, will be Kohei Azuma. And they are going to be facing Masashi Ito, who takes to the hill. He had a regular season record of 10-5. He had 146 and 2/3 innings pitched. He'd given up 120 hits, 40 runs, 39 of which were earned. He'd walked 21 and struck out 91. He had himself an ERA of 2.39. Well, that's your starting lineup for the visitors for the Oryx Buffaloes. Now your starting lineup for the home team, the Hanshin Tigers. Leading off in center field, wearing number 5, is Koji Chikamoto. Batting second and playing second base is number 51, Takumu Nakano. Hitting third and right field is number 1, Shota Morishita. And the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 3, Yusuke Oyama. Batting fifth at third base is number 8, Teraki Sato. Batting sixth and left field is number 7, Sheldon Noisy. Hitting in the seventh spot and doing the catching is number 12, Seishiro Sakamoto. Batting eighth at shortstop, wearing number 0, is Seiya Kanami. And batting ninth and doing the pitching is number 27, Masashi Ito. And they're going to be facing Kohei Azuma. And Azuma takes to the hill with a 6-0 record in the regular season. He had worked 52 1/3 innings. He'd allowed 45 hits, 14 runs, 12 of which were earned. He'd walked 9 and struck out 40, and he had an ERA of 2.06. Well, that's your starting lineup for tonight's ball game. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action. We're just going to put this music on loop for just a few. We're going to get ourselves a nice cold drink, and we'll be with you for the duration of this one, as we're glad you guys could be here with us tonight as well. Hang tight, everybody. Tigers Buffaloes coming up when we return in just a couple of moments. Welcome back, everybody. The start of this one is just a few moments away, and we'll be getting you all the live action as it comes. Typically, the Japanese, when they say 6 o'clock, they mean 6 o'clock local time. But during the playoffs here, we've noticed that the games are usually starting about 5 minutes or so past the hour. The starting lineups are in for both clubs. The lineup cards have been exchanged. And the final ceremonies here are just being concluded, and we're ready to get this one underway in just a couple of moments. The first pitches, of course, take place when they have the mascots come out and work the ceremonial piece. And so we're going to be getting this one underway here in just a moment. We'll be back in 30 seconds with all the action. Hang tight, everybody. We're glad you guys could be with us tonight. Welcome back, everybody. The left-hander Ito is on the mound, and he is completing his warm-up tosses as we're about almost ready to get this one underway. As we said at the top of the stream, he was 10-5 during the regular season. It worked 146 and two-thirds innings, 91 strikeouts. What do we expect tonight? Well, I would expect tonight a pitch-to-contact type of hitter who is going to get his share of strikeouts, but he won't be at one per inning, I would think. He does have a low ERA, and if they are doing their part, he'll keep the ball on the ground to let his defense do the play. Well, now it is going to be the top of the order. It'll be Nakagawa, Mune, and Mori to come to bat. There is not an empty seat in the stadium that we can see. We are ready to get this one underway. Nakagawa stepping to the plate. He is 6 for 25 in the playoffs with no homers and a couple of RBIs. In the leadoff spot as he is getting the start in center field. Here's the first pitch of the ball game, and it is a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. No balls and one strike to Nakagawa, be followed by Mune and Mori here to begin the ball game in the first inning. Ito kicks and delivers. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded to the right side, fielded neatly by the second baseman Nakano as he moves to his right and throws to first. And that is going to retire Nakagawa for the first out of the inning. That's going to go in the books as a ground out, 4-3. He's going to be gone for out number one. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. Well, for Mune in the playoffs, he's 6 for 23. He's got no homers and one run driven in. He bats from the left side here against the left-hander Ito. So the one thing that we note from the Japanese leagues is that they do not shy away playing left-handed hitters against left-handed pitchers. Unlike in North America, the ball game where they like to play the matchups, it is not so in Japanese baseball, which is actually good to see. The only way lefties are going to be able to hit lefties is by facing lefties, as there's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Got to be able to figure out if they can play against them and let them go. So no balls and one strike to Mune as the lefty Ito kicks and delivers. Fastball that just misses down, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Game 3 of the series here, as it is all locked up at 1 game apiece. We will give you all of the action, not just in this one tonight, but also as well for tomorrow. When game 4 is back on, it'll be the same 2 teams again. And we always have a bit of a challenge early on as our streams seem to go up and down. And right now, our stream just went down for just a moment, so we'll hang tight with you here. It's 2 balls and 1 strike to Mune as the lefty kicks and delivers again. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left center field. Moving over is Noisy. He's there, and he makes the catch. And that is going to retire Mune for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Tomoya Mori. Other thing that we have to get used to here is there's some unique camera angles at the Koshin Stadium, where we are having to get some of the stuff. Normally, the pitching side of things is fairly easy, straightforward, whether it's behind the plate or from center field. But once the ball is put into play, it is a little bit different. Maury steps up to the plate. He's 6 for 21 in the playoffs with a homer and 2 RBIs. As the lefty kicks and delivers. And it is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into center field. Coming hard is Chikamoto, but he's not going to get there. It's going to drop in front. And Tomoya Mori has himself the first hit of the ball game for the Buffaloes, a 2-out single here. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Yuma Tongu. Well, for Tongu, he's 2 for 9 in the playoffs. He's got no homers and an RBI. He was inserted into the starting lineup in the last ball game and has the opportunity here as he comes to the plate. So Tongu stepping in, ready to face the offering here from the left-handed pitching Ito. As the lefty works himself to the set position, he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Maury, the runner at first, 2 gone here in the first inning. Tongu waggling the bat, getting himself set in. We're in the top of the first inning between the Buffaloes and the Tigers, Game 3 of the Japan series. Lefty Ito holds set. He checks the runner at first and now delivers. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count runs even to 1-1 on Tongu. Interesting decision, at least in my eyes, that the ball is going to be given to Kohei Azuma of the Buffaloes. He's getting the start tonight. Not that he doesn't deserve it because of his record, but more for the fact that he is a young right-hander that hasn't seen a lot of action. There's a breaking ball that misses outside to Tongu, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As we mentioned, this game here tonight, tomorrow, and Thursday will be on for all 3 of them. And I've said at the outset, in my opinion, I think the Buffaloes will take 1 out of 3 here and at the bare minimum. And we will have a return to the Kyocera Dome where we will see all the action take place a little bit later as well, as we have to get our feeds sorted here. We have frozen yet again. Here's the pitch from Ito. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's on the first base side. The count now is 2-2. So hopefully that doesn't impact us so much tonight. Once we seem to get going, it seems to be okay. So we'll bounce in and out and have to make a couple of fixes from time to time. We may have to bounce out over to our B feed. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tongu. But we just have to manage it and let her go from there. Buffalo crowd is obviously doesn't have far to travel. This is just the crosstown rivalry between these 2 clubs. First time in over 50 years, it's a Kansai derby. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as Ito leans in, gets the sign. Now he nods in agreement with his catcher Sakamoto. Here comes the pitch as he holds at the chest. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down. It's now 3 balls and 2 strikes to Tongu. Waiting on deck is the second baseman Marwin Gonzalez. So count is now full as the left-hander gets his sign from his catcher Sakamoto. Tongu taps himself ready to go. As I say, I just have the feeling it's going to be one of these evenings here with our stream tapping in and out for us until we can get ourselves fully set as we wait here on the 3-2 offering to Tongu. And pitch is on the way, and Tongu fouls that one off, as we said. So here we go, still 3-2. He taps himself, gets the dirts out of his cleats, ready to go again. Here's the offering here now from Ito as he gets the sign. Working himself to the chest. Now the 3-2 is on the way. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field. Moving back on it is Chikamoto. He's got room and space, and he's going to make the catch. And Tago is going to be retired for the third out of the inning. And that's going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the first. They had no runs in the inning. There was the hit by Maury. No errors and one runner left aboard. We are through a half inning. It is the Buffaloes no score and the Tigers coming to bat. Stick around with us, everybody. We're glad you're with us, and hopefully we can make this as smooth as possible tonight for everybody listening in. Hang tight. We'll be right back in just a few.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. We're cruising to the bottom of the first inning, and it is going to be coming to bat the top of the order for the Tigers. And that means it's going to be Chikamoto, Nakano, and Morishita as they are ready to go. The difference here in this game, or at least what I feel is going to be the difference in this game, has got to be the bats of the Tigers. They really have to get going. And the lineup have to start swinging the bats. Look at the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Morishita, Oyama, and Sato, and so far in the playoffs, I've got them as a combined 9 for 54. So that's not, they're going to have to find some way to get those guys going here. They're going to have some success. Friend Influence is in the house. We welcome him to the stream tonight. We appreciate you for being here. So we have Chikamoto, Nakano, and Morishita to come to bat here. Influence is fist pumping it for the Buffaloes here tonight. We'll find out how this is going to shape up here this evening. So the pitcher, Azuma, has completed his tosses, and he's ready to get this one going. Be curious to see how he makes out tonight. As we said, he doesn't walk a lot, usually 1 for every 5 innings or so. He's got fairly good control. And the first pitch of the ball game is a fastball delivered for a called strike. Count is 0-1 to Chikamoto. Chikamoto 4 for 19 in the series. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. Our friend Angus Faulkner King says hello from Australia, and we welcome you to the house. We appreciate you for listening into the stream tonight. So no balls and 2 strikes to Chikamoto as the right-hander Azuma kicks and delivers. There's a slow breaking ball waved at and missed, and Chikamoto goes into the books for out number 1 here in the first inning, 1 up and 1 away. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Takumu Nakano. And for Nakano, he is one of the hitters who has been one of the few hitters who've been hot for the Tigers. He is 6 for 19 in the playoffs. No homers and a couple RBIs. The speedy second baseman finished second in the Central League in stolen bases this past year as he takes a fastball down for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Nakano batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Azuma, who delivers a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1. Our friend Colton says hello from Texas. We've got Texas and Australia in the house tonight. I know Influence is a Native American as well. As that fastball is swung on, it is lifted softly into left field. Charging hard and sliding to make the catch is Haruki. And that is going to retire Nakano for the second out of the inning. 2 gone here. Our friend Colton is predicting Rangers in 5. To be honest with you, Colton, I'd like to see Rangers in 6 because then they could win it on their home field. And if that is the case, then that is where it'll happen. So 2 in the books. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Shota Morishita. Morishita on the playoffs is 3 for 19. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses up and in, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes here to Morishita. Right-hander Azuma works fairly efficiently as he kicks and delivers, and the pitch is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count goes to 1-1. Defensively tonight for the Buffaloes, from left to right field, it's Haruki as in left, the center fielder Nakagawa, and the right fielder is Mori. Around the horn from first to third, it's Tongu at first, Gonzalez at second, the shortstop is Kirby-Ashi, and the third baseman Mune. With the battery of Wakatsuki behind the plate and Azuma on the mound. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Backing up on it is Nakagawa. He's there and makes the catch. And that is going to do it. That is going to be out number 3 as Morishita is in the books. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now through 1 complete. It is the Buffaloes nothing and the Tigers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action right after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Nothing, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for jumping in. It is Tigers and Buffaloes when we return. Welcome back, everybody. It is our friend Rhodes Scholar in the house tonight. We appreciate you for being here. Influence asked the question, what are we looking at here? It's a 2-3-2 series. Our friend Nicholas Palmer said he bet the Tigers on money line. Any thoughts on that tonight? I would say this is a swing game here tonight. And to be honest, when I looked at the lineups, I still think the Buffaloes are the team to beat in the series. Their offense is, as a whole, probably better than the Tigers, even though the Tigers had a better record during the NPB season. My opinion is the Buffaloes are a deeper and a better team. So here comes Marwin Gonzalez to the plate. It is Gonzalez, Kirby-Ashi, and Wakatsuki, and the first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled off over on the first base side. The count is quickly 0-1 to Gonzalez. Gonzalez, 2 for 17 in the playoffs, no homers and 4 RBIs. He doubled home 3 runs in the last ball game as a pinch hitter. And he gets the nod to play at second base. He has been struggling in the playoffs, so that hopefully that pinch hit double will get him going. Switch hitter is batting right-handed here against Ito as the pitch is delivered. As we said tonight, this is going to be one of those tough nights for us here. I have a feeling it's just going to be one of those type of things that are going to be all the way. Our friend Penguin Hunter says, wishes the NPB will allow you to be able to watch something. As that breaking ball misses down, it counts 1-1. When I was in Tokyo about 6 weeks ago, I was having a conversation at the Giants game as they had somebody around on the concourse trying to pitch to get you to buy the package to watch the Giants games. There's a fastball delivered to Gonzalez, and that's going to be fouled away, and the count is 1-2. And the problem is that I said to him, I go, yeah, it'd be great. And how can I do it? Well, Influence says, what's the website? Well, you can go to their website there, Nicholas, and it'll block you. But as people said, it's the VPN that will allow you to be able to have that opportunity. But unfortunately, and that is the problem, unfortunately, even though we'd love to be able to pay to watch it, we're not going to be able to do that simply because of the fact that it's a bit of a hassle that they they don't let the international people watch it. So you got to be domestic. So I have a feeling we're going to be struggling here tonight with our feeds, but that's the best we can do for you. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Gonzalez until we can get sorted out and settled out here. As the lefty holds to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on, and this ball is lifted up into left field. Moving over underneath it is the left fielder, Noisy. Check that. It's the he's going to retire Gonzalez. We might have to actually at our end have to do a rejig here, but that is one in the books here as Gonzalez is gone for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the shortstop Kotaro Kirbyashii. I'd hate to have to do that. If anything, it would do it in the 5th inning. So Kirbyashii coming to the plate, but everything right now for us has just been extremely slow and very unstable. And we might have to make that change sooner than later. Guys, we're going to take a quick pause here. I know you're with us and I know you're listening. Unfortunately, you guys are going to have to hang tight. We're going to have to be able to come back in just a couple because we're losing everything here. We're going to try to stay with it till the end of this half inning, and I might have to do just a fast old-fashioned reboot with 1 gone. Yeah, that may not even be a guarantee at our end that it's going to work perfectly. As we are struggling with our feed here on the back end. Not the greatest of pieces for us, and I'm sure not for our listeners as well. So we had 1 out with Kotaro Kirbyashii at the plate. As I said, we're bouncing up and down with what we have as a feed and what we don't. So hopefully we can give you some of the action here in just a moment when we can return. See if we can continue to manage this before we have to drop her down and reboot it up. We are in the 2nd inning. And it is the Tigers and the Buffaloes locked at 0s. And the last piece that we have here with Kirbyashii at the plate. He had swung and fouled off a pitch down the right field line. We'll see where that is going to stand here. We got 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kirbyashii as he bats here with 1 gone in the 2nd inning, and the pitch is a fastball that misses low. Sakamoto drops the ball. You got to do better than that. You've got to make the grab on that one. But unfortunately, he is unable to squeeze it. That might have been able to get his pitcher another strike. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kirbyashii as the lefty Ito ready to go again. As I said, we're going to try to grind through this inning. We'll see how it shapes up, and we may have to do a reboot on our system to see if that is any better at all. The pitch is a breaking ball, waved that and missed. Kirbyashii's in the books. He's gone for out number 2, and that's going to leave it up to the catcher, Kenya Wakatsuki. Well, for Wakatsuki, he's 4 for 15 in the playoffs. He started in game 1 of the series. He had game 2 off as Tomoya Mori was the catcher, but Mori has moved back out into right field. Defensively tonight for the Tigers from left to right field, Noisy's in left, Chikamoto is in center, and the right fielder is Morishita. As the first pitch breaking ball to Wakatsuki's taken for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Around the horn from first to third, Oyama's at first, Nakano at second. The shortstop is Kanami, and the third baseman is Sato. As there's a breaking ball swung on, grounded to short, fielded by Kanami. He throws to first. That's going to retire Wakatsuki on a ground out, 6-3. That's going to do it for out number 3. We're going to try to hold in here, at least for another half inning if we can. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board here for the Buffaloes in their half of the second. Your score as we move to the bottom of the second, it is 0-0. Stay with us, everybody. We'll try to grind through this and see if we can hopefully be back with you in just a couple of moments. We'll be right back after these musical notes. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the bottom of the second inning as we are just waiting at the return. As we said, we are struggling a bit with our end here, and hopefully we can make it work. As we said, we're not going to try to do a full shutdown, but we may end up having to leave our chat for just a bit as we are going to try to pick up the B feed that we have here, and hopefully that is working a little bit better than the A feed. So we won't be keeping an eyeball on the chat quite at the moment, but we are around here trying to pick up all the stuff from you guys as you come along. So the first inning for the Tigers, they went in order. Chikamoto, Nakano, and Morishita went down 1-2-3, strikeout, fly out to left, and a fly out to center as they were retired in order. As we said, we are hopefully going to try to be able to make this work as we come back. The one thing that we have noticed is that the delays in between the innings, unlike the regular season, it's pretty much about a minute or so, and they get it back to the action quickly. Oyama stepping up to the plate. He is digging in here, ready to face the first offering from Izuma. He has struggled in the playoffs, 2 for 15 for the right-handed hitting first baseman. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball taken for a called strike. That was at 93 miles an hour on the gun. So no balls and 1 strike to Oyama. The wind is very light right now, not hardly blowing at all. The flags are fairly limp as the fastball misses outside and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander Izuma delivers again. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Our friend Nicholas Palmer is asked in the couple of times in the feed, where is the feed, or how can I go and watch this? Well, the problem is it really depends, and I'm not going to get into it right now. We've done enough streams throughout the year that we give out so much information as it's going to break up our continuity of the call when we have to make a call. And we've got ourselves Oyama reaching first base. He is now at first, but unfortunately we weren't able to pick up how he got there. And that's the bit of the problem that we're facing with our feed. It's going to bring Teruaki Sato to the plate. As Sato is batting here from the left side. And the 0-1 pitch on the way to Sato is a fastball that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to him. As I said, we're kind of jumping ahead a little bit here until we can get something that's going to be reliable. The other problem with it is as we talk about with our feeds throughout the year and where you're able to do it, depending on what country you're in, will dictate a little bit of that as well. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 2-1. It's not that we're not being unhelpful. It's that it's kind of annoying when, if you're new to the stream and you walk in and you want to know, there's enough folks that are in the chat that might be able to help you out. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Sato as he fouled that last pitch off. As Azuma leans in and he gets the sign, and here comes the offering. The left hand with the runner Oyama at first. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, and another one fouled off, this time on the third base side. The count is 1-2 strikes. I have to say, I really like Sato. I like Sato, his physicality, just the way that he looks. He fills out a uniform well. If you're looking for a prospect, he got a lot of right field duty last couple of years, but with the drafting of Morishita has made pretty much Sato the full-time third baseman. So 1-2 strikes it is here to the left-handed hitting Tiger third baseman. Sato tapping the plate here, waiting on the offering as the ball is ready to be put back into play again. Establishing his lead over at first is Oyama, as the right-hander works himself to the set position. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count now goes to 2-2 on Sato. So it was an Oyama base hit to right field that put him aboard here to lead off the inning. He's still at first with a 2-2 strike count. Looks like it's going to be another one of those nights. Game 2 of the series, I have to say the umpiring behind the plate was a struggle. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Sato goes in the books. He's out for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Sheldon Noisy. It was tough to watch the umpiring the other night. Even though it was an 8-0 ball game, there were times that both teams looked like they were. Suppose if it was going against both teams, then it is what it is. If it was completely one-sided, then you would have some frustration. But it wasn't like it was one team getting it in the ear. It was both teams. So Sato's in the books. Noisy steps to the plate. Batting from the right side here against the right-hander Azuma, who holds himself at the chest, and now he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Charging hard is Mori, and he's not going to come up to make the throw. And going all the way around to third base on the single is Oyama. That's going to put runners on the corners. So Noisy is aboard with a single. That's going to bring up the catcher, Seishiro Sakamoto. As I mentioned, one of the keys to this ball game here was going to be the Morishita, Oyama, and Sato part of the order. Well, you could throw Noisy into that too. If you throw his stats in here, he's 3 for 18 entering the ball game tonight. So they really need to get some production from the 3, 4, 5, and 6 hitters. It's a good start here as they have a couple of singles tonight. Well, that brings up Seishiro Sakamoto. He is 3 for 16. He's got nothing across the slash line as he gets the start again behind the plate in the series. So it looks like everything is kind of stabilized a little bit here, and hopefully that's where we're going to be at moving forward. So once we get into that groove, usually once we get through the first couple innings, everything seems to settle in nicely. Hopefully that's where we're at. So here comes Azuma ready to deliver. They squared a bunt, and it is going to be bunted foul. Oh boy, I wonder if that would have been more of a safety squeeze in this situation. So no balls and 1 strike here. Probably operated in this manner that if you can get it down, we'll take a look at the replay, and that's exactly what it looked like. It wasn't the full-on suicide squeeze. And probably would look to do something like that again. The safety squeeze from the third base side. The runner at first, if the throw goes to second, I would think that the runner at third would probably take off and go to the plate. So the worst case scenario, you would put runners at second and third with 2 gone. But then, if it were me, I would walk Kanami to face the pitcher. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1. Make the pitcher Ito beat you. So 1-1 Let's see how this plays out if he does bunt it here and how the defense is going to play it up for the Buffaloes. And if they do get it down, depending on what side it is, will Oyama still want to come? So here comes the pitch, 1-1 pitch. Azuma holds at the chest, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that just misses outside. Count now goes to 2-1 on Sakamoto. Earlier starts on game 3, 4, and 5 in the series. They go off at 6 o'clock local time, Japan time. 2 o'clock if you are in the Pacific region of North America. 5 a.m. if you're on the East Coast. So 2-1 here to Sakamoto. As he waggles the bat, waiting on the offering from the righty. And there's a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 2-2. Get into this bottom part of the order for the Tigers, and this is where it becomes a challenge. Although Seiya Kanami's had a great playoff, being 7 for 17, who's the on-deck hitter. Don't expect a lot of production out of Sakamoto or Kanami, or for that matter, the pitcher's spot when they come to bat. So 2-2. Sakamoto waggling the bat here, waiting here on the offering from Azuma. And he kicks and delivers. There's a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away over on the third base side. The count remains at 2-2. So 2-2. Haven't seen the announcement for tomorrow's pitchers yet. Normally, a lot of the teams will announce it at some point during the game. But in the Japan series, it's been a little bit later than that. We haven't seen anything yet on the NPB site. Here comes the 2-2. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to the right side. A nice play by Gonzalez to dive to his left to make the play. He throws to second for the first out, but they can't get the back end of the double play. Oh boy, if you're on Instagram tonight, go take a look at that one. That brings home the first run of the ball game. Oyama scores the first run. It's going to retire Noisy on the fielder's choice, 4-6. He's gone at second. Sakamoto's safe on the back end. He's there, and that is going to put a runner at first with 2 gone. That's going to leave it all up to the shortstop, Seiya Kanami. Absolutely stellar defensive play by Marwin Gonzalez. Dove to his right, knocked the ball down, got up, threw it at second, and then they just couldn't get the back end as the speed of Sakamoto, who runs fairly well for a catcher, was able to make it there safely. So here comes the first pitch to Kanami. It's a fastball that misses up and away for ball one, and the count's 1-0. Kanami, as we said, 7 for 17 in the playoffs. He has been absolutely stellar. And as we talk about that, that's where everything just seems to freeze up on us. Completely and utterly frustrating here tonight. And as we said to everybody, that's where we apologize to everybody, but that's what you get when you're getting the free stream. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1. As we bounce out of this and get ourselves back into our B feed. Hopefully the B feed will work for us a little bit better than our A feed does. I feel like we have to get the old rabbit ears out and put the antenna up onto the roof. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's the breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into left center field. This ball is going to be trouble. It's going to get down. It's going to be stopped by Nakagawa. The throw in to Kobayashi, and that is going to stop Sakamoto over at third. It's going to be a double for Kanami. So he's got himself a double. His hot hitting continues. Sakamoto stops over at third. That's going to put runners at second and third with 2 gone, and it's going to bring up the pitcher, Ito. Well, for Ito, as he comes to the plate here, he's got an opportunity to try to hammer home some insurance runs and some more runs for him, as the Tigers currently held a 1-0 lead. And as I said, I just don't know if it's us or if it's the stream, depending upon what seems to be kicking in and out. On the season, he hit 116, did Ito. He was 5 for 43. He had no homers and a couple RBIs. But he's got himself in a position here to do some damage. As we said, we are waiting on our stuff here as it's backtrack a little bit, where Konami is the one who is still at the plate, but we saw what damage he did. It's going to be one of those nights tonight. So we've got runners at second and third as we wait on our delay. We just got the replay pretty much of Konami hitting that ball. And Ito batting here. And the first pitch of the feed that we have to him. Strike to Ito, but this is going to be a challenge on every single pitch if we can't get this one here. Here comes the delivery. It's a ground ball hit to the right side of the infield. Gonzalez fields it on the run. He throws to first, and that's going to retire Ito on a ground out 4-3. He's going to be gone for the third out of the inning. We're going to take a timeout here. This is going to be an extended break for us. We've got to figure out if this is us or if this is anything else. Hopefully you guys can hang tight here. We've got ourselves a ball game that is 1-0 right now for the Tigers. We're going to do a reboot. Hopefully we can make something here in just a couple of moments. Appreciate you guys for listening in. We'll be back in about, I'd say about 2 or 3 minutes. We're going to lose a little bit of time here, but we've got to try to give ourselves a full-on reboot before we come back. We'll be right back in a few.